Okay. So in this application, we have covered lots of topic on top of DQL. Specifically, what is very important, the aggregation stuffs. It's very important, especially for data analytics or every nature of. I mean, if you are going to be any data related stuffs, aggregation is the main important thing there. But you need to utilize it with various way, actually. Okay. Okay. So today we'll be learning some more new things. Subquery, set operator. The most important thing is join and some few, I mean, other things too. Okay, let's start the thing one by one. Subquery. And this is our schema. I just pull some new table. Okay, let's start with our own table first. So, what is subquery and why subquery is required? We are now entering a bit complex stuffs. So, if you can remember, we're starting with the tables DQL. We started with the filter stuffs. Okay, so let's have an example on top of that. So someone told me, mm, what is the maximum salary we can get it in a single line code? Max salary. Now the question is, who received this maximum salary? Tell me the details of that person who receives that maximum salary. Then from the first query, we can take it. What is the max salary? Then in the second query, I can put in this way, select star from employee. I'm putting another filter where salary equal. I'm copying this salary output of the first query and putting it over here. Okay. So the criteria I'm repeating once more time. Yeah, I just few more persons joined. Okay. Hello everyone. Just started the activity. It's on subquery. Okay. So why subquery is required? We are learning this thing. We have a requirement from user or from the end user that from the employee table, let me know the entire row or entire details of that particular person whose salary is the maximum. So first of all, we need to check who received the maximum salary. So I just queried on top of this, select max salary. That thing we have learned yesterday. Max salary is the aggregation function. So it's the maximum salary available in the database. Now the next question is the details of the particular person who is receiving that one. For that one, I'm again writing this query. Select start from employee where salary equal this. Okay. Just running this query. Yeah. Now I can get this is the particular person who is receiving the maximum salary. Okay. So now our requirement is satisfying. But I can do the entire stuff in a single way, a single query. How to do that? So let's put in this way where salary, don't put equal, we can put in. Over here, the same result should be this as well. Okay, let me run this query once more time. If I put in as well, it should be returning the same thing too. Okay. Instead of writing 2500 over here, I'm writing the entire select query. I mean this query over here. Okay. So first it will execute this one. The output should be placed over here. Now by this output, that particular thing will be working. Okay. So this concept is subquery. This is the main query and we are taking output of this query. I'm enclosing this thing in a bracket because whatever output I'm receiving from this execution, that can be used as an input of this. Okay, the internal one is called a subquery concept. Let me show you another concept. What kind of concept I can use? Okay, so just like the same thing, select star from employee. So last time we used subquery, I mean that thing in a filter. I'm directly using on top of that. So this is a data set. I'm wrapping this data set by braces. On top of that, I'm again selecting some data. Select star from, okay, the same thing. This database again. Okay, I need to alias it. I need to alias this one. Okay, I'm putting I'm aliasing the entire data set. Now this is the data set. Okay, this thing will be running fine. I'm aliasing this table as P, and I'm doing another thing. Select star from this data set. Okay, let's run it. I'm selecting entire thing and going to run it. Yes. So just I'm doing nothing. I'm doing a select star from this. This is returning an entire data set. On top of that, I'm doing again a select star from. I'm not putting any table name over here. The data set returned by this particular thing will be pushing it over here. Okay, or I can put emp id experience. So I'll be taking select employee ID and experience from this data set. Let me run it. Yes. So it's working as a subquery. Okay. What it's returning? It's feeded the input to this table, to this selection. The thing is clear to everyone. The concept of subquery. Okay, I hope yes. Okay, moving on to the next topic, set operator. So, if you have just knowledge on top of set theory, over there, what we are doing, union, all intersection. So those kind of stuffs we can do in the data sets as well. But while doing union, all this kind of operation between, okay, here two tables are required. Two tables should be working as a two different set. Okay, so between these two table, we can do this operation union all set. I mean intersections. So first of all, if we are doing union between two sets, what happens? The similar kind of stuffs will be happening over here too between two databases. Okay, and one more thing. Actually, I told two tables are being used over here to do this operation, union operation as well. So if you are using two different tables, just you need to remember two different tables. Those different tables should be having same number of column. Okay, otherwise it will be throwing an error. So how to do that one? Let me show you. First of all, we need to create two different tables. Okay, two different tables having same kind of data. Okay, let me split the employee table. Let me do one thing. Let me cover up this thing too. This thing I'm just covering it earlier. Create table from another table. Let's me cover this thing earlier, then I can go ahead set operator. I'll be creating few tables for demonstration purpose for these stuffs by this slide. So creation of a table, we already learned it to write DDL code. At the conventional DDL way, I can put table name, then various column names and all. Okay. Now I'll be creating a table not in this manner. I'll be copying some table structure. How to do that? So here employee table is already there. I'll be copying the employee table and pushing into another table. How to do that? What is the syntax? Create table. Suppose I'm creating another table called employee underscore backup. I'm creating a backup table of employee. Put the command as select star from employee. So this is my old table. It's fine. I just run this one. Okay. So this is fine. So I'll be creating a new table. And in the table, what data should be there? I'm selecting from employee. So this entire data set will be pushing over here. So the table is not there. It will create the table based on the data of this table. Okay. In a single go, I can create another table. We can create a table from another table. I'm just selecting entire steps and just execute it. You can see the new table employee backup has been created. This is the way how a new table can be created from another table with data. Okay. So let me just check the data as well, whether the data is properly copied or not to the backup table. Okay. The employee backup table is having the correct data. You can see it. Okay. Now moving to the next topic. Okay. Now let me create two different, subset of employee table. You can also implement filter over here. Let's create two different table. Okay. I'll be just storing IT related employees information in one tables. Create table. This is, I'm creating this thing for our demonstration purpose of next topic as select star from employee where department equal IT. So I just put this filter, select star from employee where department equal to IT, and I'm pushing this data set inside this table creation. Let me run it. It's successfully run. So it's a new table, employee underscore IT. I'm creating another table. Okay, it's fine. No need to create another table. So we have two table now. One is employee, another one is employee IT. Let's select the data of employee IT first. Let me check it. I'm doing lots of typo today. Okay, so this is the data. Okay, in employee IT table, I just create the subset of data by this command. Okay, okay, let's do this operation now. Union all intersection. Why we just created? Just I told you, for this scenario, we need two tables having the same number of columns and same kind of data. Otherwise, it will not be fruitful. Okay. So now employee IT table and employee table is having same number of columns there. Okay, and same kind of data is being stored as well over there. So I'll be doing the union all operation and intersection operation on top of these two tables. Okay, let me put this table to select start from employee. So Select star from employee IT. I'm doing an union all operation in between them. So selecting the first data set, then union all, then second data set. Okay. So I'm executing the entire query over here. So what output I'm receiving? So at the resultant output, first it will be showing the output of this one. So it's this one, this three row number. I mean employee ID 111, 112, 118. And the first, I mean top three records are belonging from employee IT table. And we are doing an union all operation. The other records from employee table is getting inserted this resultant data set starting from 111 again. Okay. So the resultant data set is having its merging all the data from this table and this table. Okay. So this is why union all operation is useful. It's vertically merging between two tables. But the condition should be there should be same number of columns for each of the data set. Okay. And the column should be having same data. If I mean we may not have the same kind of data. Suppose the first column is employee ID for this one, and here the first column is employee first name. Then you can see 111. Then suddenly here Sujit will be coming. It will be not a meaningful data. So while uh, checking the thing, we have the same number of columns. We also need to be ensured that we have same kind of data between each of the data set. Then only it should be a meaningful data when we'll be doing union all operation. I'm doing just simple union operation. There is a difference between union all and union. I'm just selecting, triggering the thing over here. You can see this is the data set. So what it's doing, union and union operation, what is the main difference? Union operation has an intelligence. It's it should be also pushing the same kind of stuff first, and after that, while printing the final data set, it will remove the duplicates. So employee IT is a subset of employee table, but the IT related information was there for both of the table. So that's why it has deleted that one. So you can see 118 is not repeated from the second data set. From the first data set, they have copied this thing, these three records. Okay. But these three records are not there. It's not coming from the second data set. So it's removing the duplicates and creating the final data set. This is the entire concept. Now the intersection is there. I think you can also assume what intersection will be doing. It will be picking up the common records between two data sets. Okay. Okay. So between these two table, if we just use intersect, the common records means all the IT related information, as this particular table is a subset of this table. So the common information must be the data set from this table. So that is called the intersection in the set theory, and the same thing we can see it over here. But the same thing I'm repeating once more time. We must be having same number of columns between two data sets. Okay. Any doubt from anyone? Nothing? Okay. Moving to the next topic, the most important stuffs, that is join. Okay. Just like for union thing, we are doing the merging activity vertically. Join the merging activity of two or more database, two or more tables horizontally. Join will be performing the same thing. So let's have an example. I have an example over here. how to join between two tables, and let us clear our concept what is join and how the join can be done. Okay, wait, faculty ID. Give me 1 second. Okay, this thing seems fine. So we have two data set. One is this data set, another one is this data set. The first data set is having employee ID and employee age. Second data set we are having employee ID and their designation. So two different tables we are storing in this manner. Okay. Now we need to join between these two tables. Why we require join? Okay. First of all, in practical scenarios, why we require join? So you can also, in the first classes we have found that due to make a table in to be a normalized form, we can split the table, but we need to specify. We can split the table definitely, but we need to set up some relationship between these two tables so that in future when we will be creating OLAP systems. OLAP, what is OLAP? I'll be coming to this thing later. So when we'll be merging all the things in a single data set, why we need to merge? Because at the resultant, we need to create charts and graphs and the same things to be fed to the business user. That time we need to create all the joins and all the separate tables should be merged again. So at first we are uh, denormalized particular, denormalized tables have been normalized and splitted into multiple tables and that are been stored in the database. But at the final, when we are creating charts and graphs, we are joining those tables again and we made a single data set. And on top of that, we are picking up the records or we are showing the data in front of the user. So that time join is again required. So when we are splitting this thing up, we are creating some primary key, foreign key. So primary key consists, that can be there in a particular table and the same kind of thing should be presented as a foreign key in another table. Okay, so when we are doing join operation between these two table, employee ID is a common column. Why we are joining? Just like I need this three information in a single table: employee ID, employee age, and employee designation in a single table. That's why we are joining. So how it should be? How the joining should be? The join can be three types. Actually, there join can be multiple types as well. As of now, for basics, we are learning these three types or four types over here. First of all, it's called inner join and outer join. Inner join. What is inner join? So we can check based on the common column. We need to check what are the common data. So we will be joining between these two tables by this common column employee ID. In employee ID, we have to check what are the common records. So we can see 1 2 1 2 over here. So when we'll be doing inner join operation between these two, you can see employee ID 1 2 is present over here. Employee age is this, and from the second table, I'm only picking up designation. So these two designation is been picked up. So all the information are kept in a single table. Okay. So this is called inner join. It will be only checking the common records or common key elements. Those are called key elements. Employee ID is working as a key elements, a joining column. We need to check the common data between the joining columns, and based on these two key, we will be joining between the table, and whatever information we required, we can pick it up at the resultant table. Okay, now coming to the outer join. Outer join can be in two types: left outer join or left join, right outer join or right join. How that thing should be looking like? For left and right join, we need to keep the table. Maybe one table is referred as a left table and another table is referred as right table. How that can be preferred? Actually, based on our SQL declaration, which table I'll be keeping at left side, that should be working as left, and which table will be, pushing at right side, that should be considered as right table. So while doing the left join, the left table should be working as the standard table and the right table should be taking as, it's not a standard one. For left join, this should be a standard one. For right join, this should be a standard one. So while doing the left join, we need to taking into consideration all the key elements from the left table. That is this. Okay. So from left table, all the information should be coming. We are repeating this thing over here, and we will be trying to refer what are the common data available into the second table. So here 1, 2, 3 is present, but all of this data is not present over here. We can see only the matching thing is 1, 2. Okay. So that's why 4 is not matched with this one. So over here, while doing the left join, we are getting the designation matched with this two. For employee ID 3, there is no record over here. That's why a null value is present over here. Null value means no data is present over here. Similar kind of stuff. If we do the right join, this table will be the standard one. So while doing right join, this employee ID is not this employee ID. Rather, we can say this employee ID is this employee ID. Okay. So while doing the right join, it's picking up this employee ID and this designation over here. I'm picking up employee age from the left table. And there we can see the matching records are 1, 2 over here. 4 is not present over here. So employee age is coming null while doing the right join. Okay. Any doubt from anyone? This concept should be clear before we go to the syntactical part by SQL.
Okay. Hi, Sautik.
Yeah.
I I wanted to ask if there are like more than two columns, then how the left join and right join will work for that?
More than two column means, let's have an example. Okay.
Okay.
More than two columns in left table.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just taking some more thing. Okay. Okay. Just like this man. I'm just doing this thing over here only. Okay. Suppose employee ID, employee age, employee's address. I'm just putting. Okay. This term, format printer. So it's character type, data type. I'm just putting city, just like Mumbai, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata. Okay. So, okay. Now I need to think after join what kind of columns I required. So I can definitely pick up employee address over here. It should be coming from the first table. Okay. So it should be just employee ID 1, 2. So this thing should be picked up over here. Just we need to remember which column should be coming from which source table. So employee ID can be come from here over here, can come from here too. But we need to think which particular source table that particular employee ID should be coming. Okay. After that, the other column, the non-key column, employee age, employee address, it's a non-key column, designation is a non-key column. So simply employee age should be coming from here. Employee address should be coming from here, and employee designation should be coming from here. So when we will be doing inner joining, it's just comparing on top of the key column. This is our key column. So what is the matching things? Only 1, 2. 1, 2 is there. So based on this 1, 2, it will be checking into over here 2. Here is also 1, 2. So that thing would be picking up from this data set. You can see everything is present over here. I'm just picking up these two data set. These two data from here. So similar kind of stuff should be happening over here too. So this is left join. So this thing should be there. 1, 2, 3. All the data should be present over here. It's a left join. So this is the reference table. And for the right join, I'm picking up employee ID from this table. So that's why 1 to 4 should be there. And while doing the right join, this Kolkata should be null because 3 is not present at the right table. Employee ID 3 is not present at the right table. That's why it should be null. Is it clear, or I'm not sure whether you are asking the same thing?
Yes, yes. Now it is clear. Got it.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Now I'm just going with complex stuffs a bit. It's not very much complex. Okay. So I have another two data set. Okay. So employee ID, employee age, book ID. Over here, we have book ID and book name. Okay, and this employee ID is reading which book actually. In a library, I'm just there is two data set. It's a library information. So particular employee can read multiple books. Okay, so book ID is the primary key of this table. Obviously, in book table, one particular book ID is named with one particular. Suppose 10 is been tagged with XY, but the same book is being read by multiple employee, or maybe they are rotating the book among themselves. So that particular book ID is a foreign key for this table. Book ID is the primary key for this table, but book ID is a foreign key for this table. That's why you can see book ID is repetitive over here. So that signifies that the employee ID 1 is reading book ID 10. Employee ID 4 is also reading book ID 10. Employee ID 5 is also reading book ID 10. Employee ID 3 is reading book 12, as well as employee ID 6 is also reading book 12. Okay. Just putting some another. Okay. Now I need to join. Uh, Actually, the librarian want to see what is the demand of this book ID 10 or 12. I need a single data set. Okay, here is only this kind of row. But when the data set will be coming, maybe there are thousands of records. Okay. Now librarian wants to map the data not top of one book ID. They wants to check the book name as well in a single data set. So he wants to add a particular stat or particular analysis on top of a regression on top of employee age as well as the book name, just to have a correlation. So a particular employee age is reading this kind of book. Okay, so he actually needs a book name instead of book ID, or he needs both of the columns in the resultant data set. Then we need to join these two data set based on book ID. But here the main concern is in our left table, the same thing is duplicated in nature. Okay, 10 is duplicated in nature. So how to handle this kind of stuff? Similar thing we'll be doing over here too. So at the resultant data set, what is the requirement? I need employee ID, employee age, no issue. I need book ID as well. Okay, let's take all the column. So book ID from first table. So I'm putting first table. Book ID from second table too. I'm just marking as second table because no two columns should be having same name in a resultant data set. So we need to alias it with a different name. If I put book ID, then it should be throwing an error. As a particular resultant data set cannot be in same name. So if we are picking up the key records from both of them, then we need to change the name. If they are having the same name, actually they in the particular thing we can see it's not the same name. Book ID there is some underscore, but over here the underscore is not there. But it's not the issue. Underscore should be there in each of the column. So I'm just changing the book ID from that second data set with this name, and the book name too. Book name is coming from the second data set. So this should be our joining structure, joining table structure should be looking like in this way. So we'll be doing an inner join first. Let's pick up all the records for 10 from the first table. Okay. So when this will be matched with this one, the inner join, for each of the scenario, it will be joined with book ID 10 only. Okay. So while doing inner join, the resultant data set should be this. For 10, for book ID 10. Okay. For 11, it should be coming from here. Over here, only one 11 record is there. So this thing should be coming here. For 12, we have two separate rows. So this should be our resultant data set. Okay. So while doing the inner join specifically, I can say the thing is clear to you how it's working. Is it okay? I think okay then. No doubt from anyone. Now, if I do the same column combination doing a left outer join, it should be having the same result because this book ID is a subset of this book ID. We have lots of books in the library, but people cannot read the book outside this book ID in the same library. That's why while doing the left join and picking this table as the left table, it doesn't have, I mean, any other book ID which is not there. It should not be the cases there. That's why for inner join and left outer join for this scenario doesn't have any difference. Okay. But if we do the right outer join, we can see there is definitely more number of book ID available at the right table. So let's put those things. 10, 11, 12, we already put it there. So 13, 14, 15, we haven't put it. So I'm putting this thing over here and everything should be null over here. So this should be a right outer join output. Okay. So this is the concept. Inner join I just showed to you. Left outer join should be the same one as inner join for this scenario. And this is the right outer join. There should be a bit difference because right table is having the more book ID because it's the inventory of the book. That's why. And that should be always subset based on the book ID. But the book ID would be, I mean, here is all inventory of books. That's why book ID is much more over here. And this cannot be here in book ID. There should not be any such data which is not there because in the library, the book ID must be included. Otherwise, people cannot read the book. Okay. So this should be the output of right outer join. If there is no doubt, I'll be moving to the coding part now. How the practical joins can be done. What is the syntax? Okay. I hope there is no issue. I'm moving to the directly code part. So while doing the coding part, I just took the first example over here. I just created two tables. Sorry, I'm deleting everything from here. I just create these two table for your understanding. Employee detail, employee 1, 2, 3, 45, 48, 30. Just keep remember it. The employee ID is 1, 2, 3. This should be our common column. And the second table is employee designation. Okay. Employee designation, I have kept 1 and 2. Okay. I haven't inserted. Okay. If required, I'll be inserting this new records for 4 as well. Okay. Let's insert it. Insert into employee designation. Okay. This third value was 4. And what is his designation? Analyst. Okay. Let's see the data now. Yes. So 1 to 3 is employee ID over here. And over here it's 1 to 4. Okay. I'll be joining. I'll be doing inner join, left outer join, right outer join. First, let's see how the data looks like. So, first of all, we need to determine which column should be coming from which table. Okay. So, I'll be picking up all the columns from the first table as well as all the column from the second table. Okay. Just put select. Okay. This is our joining statement. Just focus on it. So, select employee ID, designation. Okay. Not designation, age. Okay. Put designation. I'm taking this example as well. Just we need to put comma. Employee ID again from the second table. Do not put as well. Okay, this employee ID is from first table. This employee ID is from first table. Employee ID from the second table and designation from second table. Okay. Yes, but we cannot name the same thing over here. I'll be changing it soon. Okay. Now this is select column name. From we need to put table name, but here not only single table should be there, there should be multiple table. So the first table I'm putting it over here. We need to put join. Second table. That means this is our left table. This is my right table. Okay. So I'm doing a join keyword. So when we put join, by default, it should be inner join in nature. If we put just join keyword, it should be inner join in nature. We can also put inner. Okay. But both of them are same. If we put inner join or only join, it should be inner join in nature. So select star from the star means select column name from first table, inner join second table on. Okay. Now I need to alias these two because we need to identify which column is coming from which table. So that is why if we alias the table name with a single alphabet or one or two alphabet, it should be very little effort from our side to repeat the table name again and again. We cannot put the alias. Let's do not put alias. Let's see. We can put as this is ambiguous column employee ID, the query will not understand which employee ID is coming from which particular table. So I'm just doing in this manner. Employee ID detail dot employee ID means this employee ID is coming from this table. Okay. Employees is also coming from employee ID, employee detail dot employees. That is why we are repeating this large character again and again. We can alias the thing. Suppose this is table A, this is table B. So I'm just doing A dot employee ID, A dot employee age, B dot employee ID, B dot designation. Okay. So from keyword is there, two different table I have mentioned. In these two table, I'm putting the joining clause over here. And the last thing should be in which key column I'll be joining the two data set. So on keyword should be there, and the joining key should be these two column. On employee ID is equal this employee ID. Okay, so this is the entire joining syntax. Let me repeat once more time. Select what are the resultant columns I want to see. I just need to put it over here. From first table, the joining clause, second table, then on keyword on which we'll be joining the particular common columns. I need to put equal signs. Okay, so we'll be comparing these two and joining this data set. And over here, we need to mention which table is coming, which column is coming from which table. And to identify that one, we need to put the column, not only simply column, we just need to mention table name dot column name. As table name is a big table name is there. So just to, just to eliminate my effort on writing on this big name over here repetitively, I just alias it. This is as A table, this is as B table, and I'm just putting in this manner. Okay, let me run this. Yes, so you are doing inner join. For the inner join, okay. Let me rename this thing as well as employee ID first table, and this one is employee ID as second table. What is the issue? You have an error. Select employee ID first. Yeah, no issue. Okay. What is the issue? Okay, I haven't selected everything for this. Okay, so this is the resultant data set. So we have the match only top of 1 and 2 over here. That's why the match record has been put it over here. If I just go ahead with left join, just change left. Okay, can see 1, 2, 3 is coming, and for 3 employee ID 3 there is no record for the second table. But as we are doing left join, this table is the standard table. Okay, so based on that, we are checking from the table what are the common records present for this. So that should be keep it over here, and the other record should be null in nature. That's why it's null. Okay. Similar thing if I do right join over here, simple I just need to put right, RIGHT, sorry. So check the data set. On the right table, we have 1 to 4 and the designation, but for the left table, there is no such record for employee ID 4. So it's having null data. Okay. So any doubt from anyone? Whatever we have learned in the Excel sheet, the same thing can be syntactically done by this joining statement. If you are doing join for the first time, a bit you need to focus on it more thing. But the joining should be asked for. If you are going to a data engineers or data analyst, you can be questioned for on top of this. You must be. Okay, Tanuj, you were saying something. Tell me. Not able to hear you, Tanuja. Anyone can hear. Actually, I'm not sure whether it's my issue. Not sure. Pooja, Supriya, Sagun, can you
So
hear?
she's not audible. Her voice is not
Yeah,
clear.
yeah. I think the same thing. Tanuja, I mean, it's your voice is not audible. I mean, it's very feeble. Not able to hear you properly. No, you are not audible, Tanuja. You can write it there, or you can join with your mic again, or you can change your mic. Okay, it's question from Sagun. Hi, Shoptik. So, do joins works only for two tables? Like, no, no. We can do joins for three tables or multiple joins at a single time. Just we need to do in this manner. The okay, it's question from Sagun. It's a good question. So we want to join. So we can all put another joining steps over here. Join third table. I'm putting third table. Then again, I need to put this condition over here. Okay. Third table you are putting on, and this on should not be repetitive. That should be and again the joining clause. Okay. I can put multiple 10 tables, n number of tables. I can join in a single statement. It's not only two tables, multiple tables, but the operation should be same. But while we'll be doing the calculation how the join should be appearing, so first you need to think about your mind. First two table, what should be the data set? The third will be joining with the resultant of the first two data set. We need to think about it, but we can do everything in a single go. We have two tables.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so Southwick, so since when we have like three tables, so
Mm-hmm.
like when we had the two tables, the when we were doing the left join,
Mm-hmm.
we were having the left table as the standard one, and the right columns were getting attached to the left ones, right?
Correct.
So when we have three tables, so the first two are going to be the standard ones, and the third one is going to get attached, right? Or is it going to be only the first left one standard, and the common two columns from the other two tables are going to be attached?
Okay. First of all, if we are doing inner join for between all of these three tables, okay. So there, all the tables should be the standard one. Inner join, everything should be having the first precedence. So if
Okay,
we have this column, then only it can be printed. But if we are doing left join, then the
okay,
first mentioned table is the first precedence one. First at the
okay,
top from which table, and we are doing left join over here and left join over here too. That means this is our first thing. All the things should be present over here, and whatever matching thing from this table, and other tables are present. Only those records should be populated. So
oh,
for
okay, yeah,
inner join, everything should be. I mean, all the things should be having same precedence. If we are doing inner join or only simple join, there will be no place precedence for anyone. Only the matching thing should be coming. Okay.
okay, okay, yeah, yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to now Tanuja's question. We have two tables in the output. Okay, let's everyone can see the same. We have two tables in the output, right, for employee ID. Do we have two employee ID? can we get only one employee ID, but rest of the same tables as it is? I didn't get actually. We have two tables in the output. We have two tables in the output, right? Actually, yeah, Tanuja, it's not clear. Can you just try to speak once more time? No, your mic is very bad. Yeah, we can able to hear, but the voice is very feeble actually. Just one beep sound, just like this. We have two tables in the output, right? For employee ID, do we need two employee ID? We get only one employee ID, but rest of them. Didn't get the questions properly. Okay, can you please rejoin? Is it possible within few minutes? Otherwise, we can discuss it tomorrow. Okay, so let's wait for a few minutes for Tanuja.
Hello?
Yeah, now it's fine. Tell me.
Oh God. So my question is, we have two employee IDs in the output table, right?
Okay, let me open the Excel sheet. Okay,
Uh,
not this one, this one. Okay, two employee ID at the output. Suppose these two, I'm
uh,
just deleting this one. Is it fine, or you want
yeah,
to give
yeah,
me
that's
your own spreadsheet? Okay, I'm deleting this. And
so we have like two employee IDs in the output. So when we do
output
inner
or right
join,
table? I didn't get.
I mean I mean like the data also.
Okay, input we have
Uh
two employee IDs.
yes. And
Okay,
here also we have two.
here also we have two. I'm just deleting this thing.
Yeah.
Do you want this thing to be matched or unmatched?
I mean, it's match, but my question is not the match or unmatched. How I only need like only one employee ID table instead of the two employee ID tables when we do inner join.
Can you provide me the data? Uh,
Okay, so we have
hmm,
like as it is data. So first we have like as it is data, like how we have. So when
hmm,
we are doing inner join, I
hmm.
need like only one employee ID table instead of the two employee ID tables, which now we have in the output.
You want at the result, you want only one row.
Yeah, yeah. Like this, like
If the
this
match
inner
should be
join.
there, if the match should be there, then it
Okay.
always should be picking up both of them. You can put a filter, obviously. So yeah, this filtering criteria, it is present for everything. I mean, you can put just like where uh, employee A dot employee ID, okay, or B dot employee ID equal 1. That is always your choice. But normal join, I'm just filtering it out. I mean, just I'm picking up only one. Okay. Okay, third table I have, let me omit this thing. What I have done, I just put a filter where B dot employee equal 1. If I run this thing, I can get only one record. But this is a filtering stuff. So I'm just doing a filter operation. After the joining dataset, I'm doing the filter. But if you are joining between two datasets, by default, it will be checking this condition. This match condition should be there. Employee ID from the first table should be matched with employee ID with second table. If the two things are matching, then it must populate both of the records. It will not keep only one records, and it will not discard another records. If it is discarding another records, it needs to think by which basis I'll be discarding, because both of them are satisfying the rules. Why I'll be discarding? We can put them filter. I do not need a data scientist in my team, so I'll be discarding that one. So this kind of stuffs we have to think. Is this your question? Actually, not sure, or whether I'm able to clarify the doubt or anything.
Yeah, kind of. But can you go
Okay.
to the SQL workbench once?
Okay.
So, see, in the output here, we have employee ID first and employee ID second.
Hmm.
I don't need two employee ID tables, but I only need one employee ID table. So, we can take it off in the code, right? We can remove that actually, right?
Okay, you do not need employee ID column
Yeah,
from this.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can already. Yeah, I removed this thing. Yeah, that is definitely possible. This is
Okay.
totally the select statement. I'm just, yeah. So this is
Okay,
first.
got it.
Yeah, this is possible. So
Okay, got it.
first of all, you need to choose while doing the join. You need to choose the resultant data set should be containing which column. I can also remove this employee ID too. It should be repeating employee age and designation. Employee is coming from the first table and designation from the second table. I am setting up relationship between two tables. That's why I need a join. Okay. If it is single table also, single column also, I can do the join. But there is no purpose of joining. I am just printing employee age, but I'm doing join. But no need to join. I can simply print employee this thing as well. Select column from this table. It should be showing all the things. And while doing join means the particular age is present or particular employee ID whose age is present in the first table, the employee ID is present at the second table. So while doing join, one particular thing is getting discarded because that doesn't have the matching records from the second table. But if I just print only select statement, I'm not doing any join, select column from this table. I need to put the alias name as well. So it's all the three. Okay, but your question, as per to answer your question, the desired output result should be always in our hand. We need to choose first thing what needs to be printed. Then we need to put the same column names at the select statement first. Okay.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. I'll be giving some link on top of SQL, whatever we have covered in last 3 days. I'll be giving 2 or 3 links. Just go through these links. You should be having, good idea. And please try the same thing at your side too. A quick exercise or anything. I'll be also providing an exercise after ending of the SQL stuffs. And you can just check it that time. Or we can also solve the thing in front of classes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's all for today's session. 1 or 2 more days on top of SQL should be there. And after that, we will be solving some hands-on exercise so that whatever we have covered till now, all our doubts, we can check the things again once more time. And after that, we'll be just going ahead with some a bit tougher thing. A bit deep knowledge on top of SQL. The basic needs to be clear first, then we can go ahead on top of that. Okay. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you everyone. Let's connect
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Thank you.